So the Sacramento Kings grabbed DeMar DeRozan in that sweepstakes. If I'm honest with y'all, it's probably a year too late to really capitalize off the momentum that they had a few years ago. But I still think it's a dope move. And I want to dive into that in this video. But before we do, this video is being brought to you by Bridges and Stone's Family and Relationship Care. If someone you know and care for is struggling with their mental health or relationship, go to bridgesandstones.com and contact them for your free consultation today. One brave act today can create a better tomorrow. Now back to the business at hand. The Sacramento Kings bring in DeMar DeRozan. And if I'm honest with y'all, I did not see this coming. All the different scenarios that I thought about, where he could have went to, what he could have been able to do there, his impact, all these different things that I tried to rack my brain about at night. It's kind of fun for me. It's how I fall asleep. So I come up with all these video ideas. But it's to say I never had Sacramento on my radar. Maybe it's just because it's Sacramento. Not because I don't like Sacramento. I'm from the Bay. I'm from Northern California. So, you know what I'm saying? I mess with Sacramento. But it's to say that they've been so lackluster in taking the initiative in free agency over the past few seasons that I never thought that they might be in the hunt for somebody, because they should have been in the hunt for somebody. That should have taken place, like I said at the very beginning, a few seasons ago. So it's a little bit on the day late and a dollar short. And yet, DeMar DeRozan is still here. DeMar DeRozan is still averaging 25, 5, and 5. DeMar DeRozan is still one of the more effective and efficient mid-range scorers, shot creators, playmakers, facilitators, leaders, and winners the NBA has seen. He's one of those dudes, if I'm honest with you, like he's not as good as Mitch Richmond, but he's like a Mitch Richmond, where he's one of those dudes that when it's all said and done and the man retires, he may or may not make the Hall of Fame. But he's definitely going to be that dude that we all refer back to and say, oh no, he was one of them ones. He can get a bucket on anybody. Oh, he put in work. And then you reference him and people look at his stats and all of a sudden they go like, yo, the boy was averaging 27, 28, 25, 25, 22, 25, 20. Like this dude was a certified bucket every single year. How come he wasn't an MVP? Well, you're looking at the teams he was on, and now we're getting into the nuance of the conversation. And yet, he's still here. He has not gone on into the sunset yet. He's not retired. He's on that LeBron James juice, if I'm honest with y'all. And I'm not saying LeBron's taking nothing. I'm talking about he's on that workout kick. He's on that Kobe Bryant dedication to the game. He's on that Kevin Durant, I'm married to the game. Spalding is my kid, and my teammates are my nieces and nephews because I'm an elder statesman now. He does this. And the Sacramento Kings got him. Now, how I see the fit working is kind of seamlessly. Because if we're honest with ourselves, Domantas Sabonis has never been a secondary scoring type of a player. He's always been a tertiary guy who wants to clean up and score on the in-betweens, the dump-offs, the offensive rebounds, the mismatches, pick and rolls, pick and pop, kind of filling in and just being extremely, extremely efficient at it, right? That's who he is. He's not your number two scorer. Malik Monk is a great scorer off the bench, but he replicates a lot of what De'Aaron Fox does. And playing the same position pretty much as a point guard, shooting guard, or guard position, you can only do so much with him. It's not to say that he isn't great, but it's to say that you needed more balance on the floor. So I think what we're going to see this upcoming season is a far more balanced offensive attack. I don't think any of us saw Keegan Murray as ready to really step into that role. And if I'm honest with y'all, I did videos in the past about it. I thought they should have traded Keegan Murray for Pascal Siakam. I kind of think he is what he is. I don't see him as an all-star. I think Chris Middleton is kind of that reference point that we give for a lot of players to really say, you're not a superstar. You are a really, really, really talented and skilled role player. And if everything breaks right and there's some injuries in your conference, you might squeeze through if you have a great year and your team succeeds, and you might make an all-star game or two. But outside of that, you're not really an all-star. You're not a star, but you're damn good still. And I think that that's who Keegan Murray is. He's going to be damn good, but he's never going to be a star. And Pascal Siakam plays like a star. Even if he's not your superstar, he's your star. And I just thought that he was a better fit. But I digress. He's here, and Pascal's not. Pascal's happy with his max contract in Indiana. Keegan Murray's in Sacramento still. Back to the business at hand. DeMar DeRozan is there. And I think that what it's going to do for Keegan Murray is going to allow him to operate more in that tertiary role where he's able to be kind of a Michael Porter Jr. to the Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic tandem. But the difference is, you got a DeMar DeRozan there as well. So now you're going to have three different playmakers, facilitators, guys who can create wide open looks for you. And at 6'8", 6'9", about 7'1" wingspan, Keegan Murray is one of those guys who's going to be able to absolutely crush defenses the moment they try to help on one of those guys. I think this court is going to open wide for Keegan Murray, and he's going to have a great year in this role. There's not going to be pressure. He's not going to be looked at to dominate games or take over games or look to step in if a De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk or DeMar DeRozan misses any time. They're not going to be looking to him for that. And I think that that's perfect for a third-year player. You shouldn't be in that role yet. And so for a team that's trying to compete to get to a championship level, I think this was one of those moves that moves you into that window. Now, I also think it's a short window. I don't think that DeMar DeRozan is going to be like LeBron and get to 40 and still be playing at this level. I mean, he might. He might, right? But I don't see that. And I think that within the next couple of years, and I think around the time his contract, is up as well, he's going to have an opportunity to be able to uh, really show what he can do back in the playoffs with the Sacramento Kings, because I believe the Sacramento Kings are a playoff team. When they are healthy, they are a solidified playoff team. And we look at all the other teams in the Western Conference who have taken a step back because they've lost essential role players, whether it's New Orleans losing Jonas Valanciunas and soon to be Brandon Ingram, whether it's the Minnesota Timberwolves losing Kyle Anderson. That is a slept on loss for that team in terms of leadership and winning know-how. Kyle Anderson was the voice and the vet in the room. You saw how he was able to confront Rudy Gobert, even almost got into a fight with him. And he was like, look, man, you need to step it up. You need to do better. He's one of the few voices that could actually say that. For them to lose him, I think it's going to hit. I think you're going to see it in the decision making. You're going to see it in the team efficiency. You're going to see it in how they manage the game. But then the Denver Nuggets losing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You have enough teams that have taken a step back this year that I think the Sacramento teams are going to take a major step forward. Another thing to be excited about the Sacramento Kings for is my man Keon Ellis. I don't think he gets enough love for who he has evolved into. I think he's evolved into the Memphis Grizzlies' Vince Williams. He's evolved into the New Orleans Pelicans' Herb Jones. He's evolved into one of those shutdown wing point of attack defenders who is able to take a lot of pressure off of your other offensive perimeter players because he's got it. He's got it. He's like, I'm good. I got this guy. You guys don't have to double team. He may get his, but he's going to work damn hard for it. And I think having somebody in that role who can still knock down shots at a high clip and a high efficiency, I think what that does is it creates this balance on the court where everybody can fall into their roles. And when you think about the improved defense of a Keegan Murray, you begin to see that this team is far more balanced to be able to really compete in a playoff setting than they've been over the past 3-4 seasons. And I think what we're going to see is the best come out of this team. Don't be shocked if you see the Sacramento Kings as a top 5 seed next season. Because outside of a team like, let's say, the Dallas Mavericks, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Denver Nuggets will be there. But can I say that they're going to have a better regular season record? No. And mostly because Jamal Murray is always hurt. And the lack of depth on their team is becoming glaring. Like, I'm a big fan. I believe in Julian Strawther. I think My man Christian Braun is going to be really good next year. I think Zeke Najai is going to step in there, and I think they're going to figure out the backup point guard role and all those other things. And you still got your big three, really big four: Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic. And I don't know if they're necessarily built for the regular season in the way that they have been in the past, but they'll be right there. But can I say that they'll outpace Sacramento? I doubt it, because Sacramento also still has their bench. The aforementioned Malik Monk. They've got Kevin Herter. They've got Trey Lyles. They've got a team that when you start to really look at it, you begin to say with a veteran coach like Mike Brown, this team is hungry to prove themselves. They are hungry to get back. And if you know anything about the Sacramento Kings fan base in that area, oh, those fans are always hungry for wins. They're always hungry to prove something. And so I think that we're going to see a revitalized Sacramento Kings. I think they're going to be incredibly efficient. I think they're going to score at a high level. They're going to be exciting. They're also going to lock down and play defense. And so I'm excited to see what they're going to do. But as always, I want to know what you all think. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Share the video in the group chat and let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'm going to get at y'all there. Peace.